That's why the scripture says Mary had to be put away privily. Because the Jewish law was so strict, what she was carrying in that womb had to be protected. And the old prophetess woman met Joseph and told him, don't be afraid. She's carrying the last prophet to the Jews, Jesus, a miracle child. You got one coming if it's not here already. Take care of your children. Don't let strangers give them shots that they really don't need. Take care of your children. Put them in loving environments. And brothers, if your wife is pregnant, hey, stop just a minute and treat her with great care.
That's right.
Yeah, she's moody. Don't get uptight.
That's right.
And don't get it twisted. She's making something good, not only for you and me, but for the world. Treat her right. Remember that saying of the old cooks? You don't make a mess around the stove when something is in the oven. Baking. You don't make a ruckus outside the oven. The cake drops. What do you think this ruckus is that you're doing inside your house with your spouse? And she's carrying life for you? When I wanted to correct something, Brother Guevaro, I went to Winston for 3 years. And I quit in my senior year because my girlfriend became pregnant. She wanted me to continue school, but I said no. My mother reared me to be a man. And I said I can't stay in college while my wife now is going through the throes of childbirth. I got to be with her, and I got to work to take care of what she's producing for me. So I never got a degree from Winston-Salem. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, I thought that you graduated. No, I graduated. But I'm in good company. Because when they met Jesus, they said, how come this man, having not letters, is learned? See, I don't have no BS degree. And I don't have no more the same. And I'm not a doctor that cannot heal. I met a man that taught me what I'm teaching you. I met a man who has made of me a master teacher. I didn't get that from TC. I got that from a man who met with God. I am a witness like my brother that he met a man, Mr. S.B. Fuller, who taught him. And he mastered the teaching of his teacher, and is now making many masters from himself.
Yes, sir.
That's the way life should be. Now, I'm going to close this. It's not going to be a 2-minute closing. I'm coming back to this. From sperm mixed with ovum, one cell that divides, then multiplies. At first, it's a simple organism. And then as the cells divide and multiply, different organs are formed, different systems are formed. So you have a clot, then an embryo, then a fetus. And then it's time for the life to come out of that womb. But in that womb, my God, it had eyes, but it couldn't yet see. It had ears, but it could hear. Oh, wise mothers talk to their babies while they're in the womb. Wise mothers know how to put things in while the cake is cooking. Wise mothers, as David, the proverb said, a wise child maketh a glad father, but a foolish child is the heaviness of its mother. So you cannot afford to be a foolish woman. The education of the female is a must. But it must be the proper education. Now the body is formed, an umbilical cord is there, and when the body comes out of this precious womb covered with the blood, the body has to be washed and cleansed, and the umbilical cord cut, and the baby, according to Ezekiel, the 16th chapter, must be swaddled and salted. And there was a baby like that in an open field, and a man came by and saw the baby and said this word, live. Because if that baby didn't have the right care, it would have died. It's talking about you. You grew up in the womb of slavery. That's right. But you fed from the mother that you were growing inside of. This has been a giant womb for black people. You not free. You haven't made any history. You live in the history of the womb that is you're forming in. Your name is not your name. Every good deed that you've done it in the name of your former slave master. How can you be free and don't even know that all the credit of your life goes to your slave master's name, which you wear so proudly? A baby's life doesn't start when conception begins. A baby's time begins when it takes that first breath and the umbilical cord is cut and it's washed and swaddled, and somebody then has to care for it in its development, teaching it values. And then that baby can become a great one. But look at this. This is 9 systems.
Yes, sir. That's right.
None of them fighting each other.
No, sir.
The heart is very important. The heart is not saying, man, you better give me some more blood because I'm a very important vessel in here. And if you mess with me, I'll stop. Then the liver shout out, well, I'm bad too. I cleanse everything that comes my way. And my sister over here, the kidneys, they do that work too. Everything that's in your body is working for that body. Every cell has to work for the upkeep and maintenance of this one life. And in this, something is going on all the time. Cells are dying. Cells are coming to birth. You get a disease or some sickness, and the white blood cell count goes up because the white blood cell's challenging what's going on in you that's not for your body, not for your life. Business is warfare. You're not in business and you don't understand that this world don't want you doing business. You got to fight for business. You got to fight to maintain a hold on business. I heard my brother, Mr. Dudley, say at dinner last night that after he got his company to a certain level, somebody came and said to him, Mr. Dudley, tell me whatever you want, I'll write the check for you tonight. He said, my business is not for sale. Go ahead. No amount of money would make him sell his life's work that he passed on to his children, several of whom are already millionaires. They didn't sell no dope. They didn't rob nobody. They learned from their father, who learned from their grandfather. I call him Grandpa. S.B. Fuller. Our children don't have to sell drugs. That's right. Our children need a mentor. Yes, sir. That's right. Our children need to find hope. Yes, sir. Not in this sick education of the Caucasian. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. This education has not made you right yet. Yeah. Now I can prove what I say. So don't boast in what you got, and you haven't produced nothing with what you got. You put it on the wall. Talk to me on the wall. Ain't I the fairest of them all? And all you can give to your children is the dilapidated house with a lot of maintenance problems, a car that you bought a nice one too. Can you pass on to your children a business? Educate them to take the business from where you leave it and let them take it to heights. Yes, sir. I went to high school. My first high school experience in Boston was Boston Public Latin School, the oldest school in America. In 1635. 1 year later, Harvard was founded, 1636. But it started small. That's my point. You can't conquer the world in a day. You got to grow what you got. Yes, sir. And don't overexpand. Yeah. Don't let the enemy expand you beyond your capacity to handle that expansion. Look at the womb. The womb starts maybe like a little like that. But it expands. It expands, accommodating the growth of what's in it. You want a big, big, big church and 5 people in it. And you invite people to see your big church. I came there and didn't find no people. You overexpanded beyond your growth. I went to Emmanuel Baptist today. There wasn't an empty seat in the house because my brother's a hard worker and a great teacher.
Yes, sir.
Economics is that. You know what the word business means? The first 4 letters tells you. B-U-S-I. The I is interchangeable with a Y. Busy.
Wow.
And you know what busyness means? You're engaged in the activity of life. Active. You're a businessman. But business is you must provide the necessities of life for yourself, for your family, for your people.
Yes, sir.
That's why we love Booker T. Washington. He wanted to make us producers of the essentials of life. Who's cooking or making our food for us today? Is it Monsanto with genetically modified seeds? Is it Syngenta? I saw a big company named Syngenta on my way from Greensboro. They make all kind of genetically modified things. Seeds that can't produce beyond themselves. You can't take that seed and replant it next time. Right, Brother Farmer? One time and it's done.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to eat that and wonder why one time and you done? Oh, dear God. In conclusion, this is a masterful teacher of economics. Every cell must be fed. Now, this body that started from 1 cell has 6 billion cells now. The planet started, or this side of it, in the last 6,000 years, with 2. Now there's nearly 7 billion on our planet. The earth can feed them all. You don't produce more than the earth can provide for you. You just have to treat the earth right. The native people can teach us a lot about how to treat Mother Earth. We're killing the earth with the poisons that we're dropping into it to fertilize it and to do this and that. We're going to have to start again. That's what Genesis means, a new beginning. And that beginning starts with production of food. And what was the next thing that they did? It was animal husbandry. That went right along with farming. So when Cain and Abel had to present something for God, Cain was a farmer. And he brought out of the earth the fruit of the ground. And he brought it to God. Abel didn't work that hard. He had a ram that mated with the sheep. I think it's a, whatever. And he brought to the Lord a little lamb. And the Lord favored the sheep. Cain was mad as all get out. Look how hard I worked. This cat had a male do his work. And he bring what that male animal did, and the Lord accepted it. The Lord ain't treating me right. How many of you think when things don't go the way you want, that the Lord is mistreating you somehow? No, God is trying you somehow. Because what you think he should favor, you don't know why he favored something or someone else. I'm better. I can preach better. Give me the job. But it ain't about you being able to talk better. What kind of heart did you bring to the endeavor? Is it a diseased heart? I'm almost finished. And God said to Cain, Cain, why are you angry? What happened to your face? It's fallen. You know how when you get disappointed, how your face falls? Your mouth turns down. You start looking pretty ugly. God is asking the boy a question. And then God said, sin is at the door. He didn't understand. He was angry with God. But let me just help you to, by God's grace, to see something in the meaning of that, to keep you away from disappointment and going crazy after you get disappointed because you didn't get what you think you should have gotten. You didn't get the position that you think you deserved, and you didn't get the accolades that you know you worked hard for, and they overlooked me, and I'm mad as hell, and I'm going to tear this organization up. That's what I'm going to do. And you're not crazy. You're not lying now. Because when you get disappointed, you can become a devil. Why are you angry? Why is your face fallen? If Cain had spoken back to God, God could have taught him. And if we recreate the garden scene, here's what I believe God would have told Cain. Cain, I needed somebody to till the ground. And you're doing it, and I admire the fruit that you brought me from the ground. I'm not displeased with you, but your brother brought me a lamb. And I'm looking down the wheel of time. And I see a man coming that is styled as a lamb. I'm looking down the wheel of time that a lamb is going to take away the sins of this world. It's not that I don't want the fruit from the ground. I see the fruit coming at the end of this world of evil. I see a man coming that like a lamb is going to sacrifice his life to redeem man once again to me. I'm not rejecting you. He saw the Christ coming. God doesn't see in our time frame. See, you and I are finite. We're here for a short time and we're gone, and we expect everything that God promised to come to us in our time. And then we get confused because I work so hard at the church and I've done everything you asked me to do. Why should I be sick? Lord, I got cancer now. Yes, I know. But can you look at God and say thank you? Can you thank God for the trials in your life and say thank you because they made me stronger? They increased the faith that I showed as a baby on my mother's breast. I sucked until I got something from it. And Jesus' disciples, they were so petty. Jesus trying to get a little rest in the boat. A storm comes up. He's sleeping peacefully. Master, wake up. Storm is going to kill us all. Jesus looked at him. He went to the front of the boat and said, peace, be still. And then he looked at them and said, O ye of little faith. If you just had faith, the grain of a mustard seed, you could say to the mountain, be removed, and it would be so. How many mountains are in your life as a business person, and you say it can't be moved? I just can't make it. No such thing as can't.
That's right. That's right.
That's one word that you throw out of your language.
Come on now.
Because when God created the universe from nothing,
Yes, sir. Yes.
he destroyed the impossible.
That's right.
All things are possible if only you believed. So your business is being tried, and sometimes you can make the payroll, and other times you're struggling, and you say, Lord, I may have to close my business down. And if you listen carefully to the Lord, he say, remember when you were on the breast? You kept on pulling till you got something. He said, keep on pulling, brother. Seek and you shall find. Ask and it shall be given. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. I close. Food comes in. It goes down this beautiful pipe into the stomach. And it's oxidized in the stomach, turned from solid into liquid. And then it goes into the bloodstream. Everything in the body gets what it needs if you put in your mouth what it needs to sustain your